Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Carpod walled cargo carrier here on our 2013 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. So this is an option for you for when you want to create a little bit more cargo space, but you also want it slightly enclosed. So let's say you have your firewood here, you have your cooler here, but even if you have your slightly more valuable items in your cargo carrier, with the lockable functions that this has, this allows you to both carry it, keep it out of your Jeep Wrangler, but also try to lock it so that people don't get to it. We'll take a look at how this works with our Wrangler, but first off, this is kind of a short cargo carrier, so you will need to use this with a hitch extender, which we already have on our Wrangler. That's because we need to clear that spare tire, but also give ourselves a little extra clearance. So I'll give you the height measurement for that extender later, just so you can see how it works with you and your own equipment. So we'll take some measurements first, because this is on the larger side for our cargo carriers. So that it is a 23 by 47 inch long cargo carrier. We have the lid, we have the strap holding that lid into place, and that's what this kit comes with. Now you can also get the kit that also has a storage bag if that's something you're interested, if you want to keep your items from getting wet or from being out in the elements. We'll take this lid off first so you can kind of take a look at how our cargo carrier looks like on the inside. So you just undo that cam buckle strap and then you lift it up. This is where you would put your own padlocks if you wanted to lock it, and this just comes off and you can just leave it to the side of your carrier. We'll leave it to the side of our Jeep for now. Okay, so we have our firewood, we have our cooler in here, but what if you have your larger items? What you can do is you can also bring these walls down. To do so, you just pull up on these pins and then swing these walls down. So as you can see from here, we now have a lot more clearance to bring our larger items up and out of the way and back onto our campsite. We'll leave them to the side right over here. Notice how the walls are made of kind of a grid pattern, while the flooring is almost a mesh pattern. So that way, even as you have your firewood here, even if you have twigs or leaves or branches, it won't be creating as much as a mess, since it will stick right through those holes. Also, if you go to the beach or if you're out by the water and you have sand, that goes straight down onto the ground, and then you don't have to worry too much about cleaning it up. Now, those are not anchor points though. If you do need to strap things down, I recommend going over here by the frames. These are great anchor points for you. Everything is made of steel, but this is a little bit more like stronger steel for you. Now we'll bring this back up so that we can take some dimensions. Now these fold in. When you want it compact, you fold the side walls in, and when you're ready to go, you bring the side walls right back up. So the length added to the back of our Wrangler today is going to be from the bumper right there to the furthest point of the cargo carrier, which is right here, and it sits at 36¼ inches long. So this is a length you're gonna have to think about whenever you drive into you back into your garage or you try to park into a tight spot. Ground clearance will be measured underneath here, and we have a ground clearance of 17½ inches, which is pretty good. But again, your Wrangler Unlimited is higher off the ground compared to other sedans and SUVs anyways, so you're not usually worried about ground clearance. Now let's walk over here to our hitch just so that we can see what we have right over here. So we have a Kuat hitch extender in place, and this is giving us from hitch pin hole to hitch pin hole a 7-inch extension, as well as a rise of about 3 inches. So that's why we have clearance for our spare tire. Another thing to note is that we are using a hitch pin as well as a clip. That's because this does not use or include a hitch pin or clip. I kind of wish it had an anti-rattle bolt, but you can also pick up a hitch stabilizer, which goes around your hitch if you are concerned about this kind of rattle. Now, one last thing I want to show you before we end our video is to show how compact this gets, because when you do have your Jeep, you have that spare tire that I'm sure you're concerned about when it comes to opening that door. And if you fold these down, we'll bring the sidewalls down, we'll bring this back portion down, and we'll bring this front lid up. You can see how here on our Jeep, as we open our door, even with that spare tire, we definitely have clearance to completely open it all the way out, which is great for when you want to access your trunk. Now you still have to maneuver over the cargo carrier, but that's really good to see how we still have that clearance. And then you just fold it right back up. This is also the storage position for when you want to store it inside your garage and you don't want to use a huge cage. You just hold it up like this and either have it on the ground or lean it up against the wall. So we looked at length added to the back of your Jeep, we looked at ground clearance, we saw how we were able to open our door completely with this. I just recommend maybe adding on some other things like your own padlocks, your own straps to tie down your cargo. But all in all, with those, this works out as a walled cargo carrier for you if you want to protect your more valuable items as you're out on the road. I still prefer maybe a cargo box, like an enclosed cargo carrier. We have them here at each trailer, just because if you are going to enclose it, you kind of want to enclose it completely. But this still works out for you if this is the style that you prefer. So this was a really quick look here at our Carpod walled cargo carrier with a lid here on our 2013 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.